So we started discussion on PPF. We spoke about uh, different outputs and what are the automatic actions that can be initiated at a delivery level. Okay, so now we'll discuss this system. What are the configuration and what are the condition records you need to maintain. See, this PPF is very similar. I think 70 to 80% is similar to the message determination that we have. We had an ECC like for a purchase order output. We had condition type, access sequence, procedure assigned to a document type. Similar things are also done here. For each type of output, there is a condition type, procedure. What do we have in addition is something called as action profile. Okay. So this is in addition to the existing, framework of determination. What it does basically, it helps to, do the assignment of the routines or methods to an output. To the you can even assign forms to it. So basically, we have, the other benefit what we have here in this kind of setup, PPF setup, is we can determine a schedule condition and a start condition. So mostly we use the standard PPF, and standard PPFs are good enough, but there'll be here and there, one or two enhancements we may have to do if at all, we come across some specific requirement from customers. Standard is there, it will work most of the time by maintaining the condition record, and it is very much in detail, flexible. All the different parameters are available, different types of forms can be used. You can use edit outputs as well, and smart form obviously. So what we will do is we'll see what is an addition. Focus will be on the addition message determination. We all it works. We will focus more on this new addition, and this we can see in transaction SPPF CADM. So we'll go through what is action definition, action profile. In that we have action definition, and then in that we have processing logic. So what is action definition, where it is assigned, action profile, where it is assigned, and what is the technical logic for that action definition. So each of this output is a action is created as action definition. Okay. And then we have the logics, and then we assign, for some, for example, for some deliveries, we may go for wave assignment. For some deliveries, we may go for task creation. So profile depends, it's assigned to the delivery type, for example, in case of deliveries. So let me log into system. We'll go through this SPPF CADM and try to understand how it is linking the several parameters and schedule condition and start condition.
You can only one question here. Your smart form, whatever smart which by SAP standard SAP. See, other than that, we can configure in custom smart form. See, actually, most of the business requirement is not related to standard. So based on their requirement, they ask new smart form. Right? That we can do it right based on business requirement. We can develop a custom smart form, right?
Yes, you can do. Yeah.
Okay.
So I request you, please. This is very important. Please listen what I'm saying first. I'll take a pause for question. Please park your questions. Let me go through what I want to say here first. Otherwise, you'll get confused. Okay, just listen.
Fine.
Okay. Yeah. So in EWM, we have three types of applications. We use it's also used in TM, and I don't know. I know TM uses this, but there are several other modules, SNC, and I mean CRM uses the same technique. So we have delivery. This is the one which we use for all delivery outputs. We have shipping and receiving for TU related outputs, and we have WME for the HU printing and for physical inventory printing, warehouse order printing, any print which is not related to delivery and TUs. So these are the three ones we use. Okay, so let's start with the handling unit prints. Okay, so in this application we have application profile. So I told you some of the ones which are common is warehouse order print, physical inventory print, HU print. There's a process we'll briefly touch upon VAS. So in our next topic, VAS and kitting. So for printing a VAS order, you can use this profile. So these are standard profiles. So if at all, you may see, like if at all you need, Yeah, sometimes what people do is if they right at the start of the implementation they copy this and create their Z because they don't want to change the standard. So, for example, in standard, HU printing is based on report. It's like it's in yellow and it has to be executed through a report. So for example, in standard it is immediate processing, but we want to execute via a report. Okay, so what people do generally just they copy the standard and create their own profile, and then they can change, how the output is processed. Very common, you will see Z, but everything else will be standard in that, or there'll be one or two changes. You can go through those changes and the requirements related to those changes. So this action profile, for example, I need to print a handling unit. So this action profile is connected to the application somewhere, where somewhere it has to be determined. So, for example, if some handling units have to be printed with one type of output, some have to be printed by another type of action profile, another types of actions. So basically, how you control where this action profile is determined. So what you need to do for each type of output, I'm showing you for handling your output, say for physical inventory, warehouse order, you need to go to that relevant node and you'll find a sub node there. For example, handling units is in part of handling units. Okay, and then you have sub node there for print. So here you have all this, field catalog, condition type, condition access sequence, condition type, determination procedures, and the same things. But but will not if at all you're changing the condition type, you'll go here. Otherwise, you will come here at the determination procedure. So for handling unit, the determination procedure, handling unit determination procedure is assigned to packaging material type. Okay, this is standard. Okay, for example, purchase order output it's at the document type. If you remember the pricing procedures, it is at the schema level. Purchase organization schema and document type schema, I guess. Same way here for each of this output, you need to find out. I leave that to you to go to the node and find out. I know for warehouse order, it is some at a warehouse document type level, or in physical inventory, it's an activity area level. Just go through that node and find out. For example, here we are using YN01, 02, 03. Okay, and this is the determination procedure. Okay. Then this is a standard determination procedure. And in this procedure, we have condition type. So this is the condition type we can use for handling unit printing standard. OHU1, OHU2. Okay. So if you're printing through RF, you use OHU2. If you're printing through desktop, you use OHU1. Okay. So then in EWM, you will normally, what we do in NAC, we go to the condition type and then we maintain the record. There is one small addition here. When we maintain the condition record, there is something called as maintenance group. So what is maintenance group? It is nothing, nothing in technically doesn't do anything. It's just for the purpose of, condition record maintenance. You can group the conditions that are to a user. So for example, here I am printing handling unit. This is the application. Okay. And this is the maintenance group, PHU. So what maintenance group does, so if you see this procedure and condition type OHU1, here you can see maintenance group. So basically PHU, you can control what conditions can be maintained here using PHU. So these are the 5 conditions that can be mentioned here. So if at all you have created a Z condition type, you have to maintain here so that it will appear here. You can maintain it here. Okay. So why it has been introduced? So for example, I don't want user to see standard condition type. Okay. So what I will do is I'll create my own maintenance group, copy and create ZHU here. Okay. ZPHU, and I'll remove all standard. I will only maintain my Z condition type. So the user can only see the Z1 in the drop down. Okay. So if you you can also control authorization here. So user will only have access to ZPHU. Okay. He doesn't have to. He will not be able to maintain any standard. So what you can do is, all your conditions, HU conditions. You can create ZPHU at one place. All the Z condition types can be seen. Generally in projects, I don't prefer doing that maintenance group because, condition record business is not, people users are not that much interested. Once it's set, it stays there. So, but yeah, the whole concept of having a maintenance group is to control what condition types can be seen or can be maintained. So here, if you see OHU1, okay, so for every output or every whatever action you're planning to do, just follow the sequence. Find out the procedure, where the procedure assign the condition type or the condition. So here, for example, you can even, what I used to do, for example, if I have to do anything from scratch, I would, in SAP Help, you will find, what are the standard condition record for handling unit printing. Okay, so you, I'm basically interested to know what is the action definition, what is the form I have to create a new form, and it's very easy to find out EWM form. You can do a star SCWM star and you can find out EWM forms. I'm basically interested as to know what is so for example here, I can, for maintaining condition record, if I do HU star, I will get so many forms. Yeah. In 1909, we don't have Adobe forms, but I think 2020 onwards, we'll have, Adobe forms in handling it also. 1909, we have Adobe forms for physical inventory print, but not for handling unit prints. So here I know what printer to maintain. This is pretty much standard. Spool data, this is also standard. Spool data controls, whether spool should be deleted immediately after printing or not. I want to know what is the action definition. What is the standard action definition? So that, I'll try to find out. Number of copies, I'll say 1. So for handling unit printing, this is the action definition that we see. This is for OHU1 and this is for OHU2 generally, because this is for the general one and this is for the RF one. So we can also correlate here the config. This is OHU1 and this is in the action definition. You will find this. These are the actions. This is HU underscore label is the definition for general, and this is for RF printing. Okay, so here, if we come to, we know, right, for now, what is the action definition? Okay, so we have assigned the action definition. So when we are going to print a handling unit label, it is going to take a form from here and it is going to take an action definition from here. Okay, so now what action definition controls? So we have this action definition here. It came through condition record. So as of now, we've seen 2 new elements, new objects in our condition technique or maintenance, condition maintenance. One, we saw the maintenance group, which is nothing but user interface or ease of maintaining a condition record. The other thing that we saw now is action determination. We need an action determination. In standard SAP ECC outputs, we just see printer and form, that's it. But here we also see action definition. That's where it links condition determination or message determination to the PPF. Okay, so now these are the 2 configurations that you may do or you may not do. So in an action definition, what do we see in an action definition? These are the several settings. So you may not, I would say, you may not change it all the time. For example, here, it is immediate processing, or when the document is saved, or don't wait for the saving, start immediately once, the document save is initiated. Sometimes we have to wait for saving because, handling unit is created, it has to be saved in database and then the output should be triggered. Okay. Processing using selection report, schedule automatically. You have to wait for it to be scheduled. Delete after processing. Allow, to be changed, executed in dialog. This is, if you want to repeat the outputs. Then we have determination procedure. This is again standard maintained. We don't change them, but yeah, you can go read through them. How they are determined? They are determined through conditions. Conditions can be changed using bodies. So I'll show you where the bodies and action merging. What is action merging? That means one handling unit or label can have only one action, maximum one. That means when you're printing a handling unit, it should print only once, maximum once, or you can have only, or you can change it to maximum one processed action for each action definition. So don't change this. Standard is good enough. You don't need to change it. But sometimes you will see if output is triggered, and you see more than one output getting triggered. So this you may have to come and revisit this. So handling there should be only one output for a HU label. It should not be repeated. So if you want to say okay, allow repetition, but there should be only one unprocessed. That means you cannot schedule the output more than one. There is no point in there is one unprocessed output and you want to have another output trigger for the same handling unit. So I suggest keep it as it is, and if at all you feel you need, just change and test. I haven't changed anything for any of the standard outputs until unless I have raised a message to SAP and SAP has suggested me to change this. So that too, these were there used to be a lot of changes here initially, like processing it has to be changed, this had to be changed, this had to be changed for standard. Old days, standard even had a lot of issues, but I think since 9.5 version, standard is pretty good. This will take care of locking and everything. So processing time. So now this is where, this is the method which will be called. Okay. So in this method, using this method, you will get, when you print a label, this method will be called, and this method will get all the handling unit related content. For example, all the handling unit related data, like what is the packaging material type, what is the handling unit type, what is the HU number, what is the external identification, what is the content within the handling unit. This method is going to fetch all the details, and it's going to call this like a driver program it and give all the details to your smartphone. So now, for example, if you have to you have to basically have a Z record, Z in your smartphone, or Z determination you have to do for any other field. You can write your logic, you can create your own method, or within this method you can do an enhancement and you can write your own logic as well. So this is the method, and you can see this is the interface, or these are the place, this is the body which you can do further changes if you need. So this allows flexibility to write your own condition. For this method, you can implement a body and write your own condition. Then if it is so, here you can see it is not, we are not assigning a smart form over here. We are just assigning the method. In object-oriented programming, we use classes and method. We don't use function modules. Coming back to our main criteria, where main screen where we went to application, there we have another subfolder called as condition. Schedule conditions, start conditions are maintained here. So here, if you go to your action profile, you go to your action definition here, and here all the details are captured from the action definition. But we have two new tabs here: schedule condition and start condition. So here, this is basically this will control when you want the output to be scheduled. Okay, so I was telling you about one of the possible enhancement that we did. We wanted to schedule an output for a delivery for at the time of once the loading is completed. So what we did, we implemented the body. Okay, you can implement a body here. This is the body that can be called and implemented. You can create your own schedule condition here, and you can write your own logic. Okay, so basically any schedule condition or start condition, try standard. But if at all standard doesn't meet your requirement, so our requirement was goods issue should be posted as soon as the loading is completed. We went on and created a new schedule condition. Also, do try this standard. There are so many conditions. Try them, because SAP keeps on adding. So for your output, like SCWM, HU, these are the outputs. So SAP has created a separate schedule condition for each type of output. So try them out, if at all you see some description or something relevant. Otherwise, it's fine. Our technical team can do enhancement and write your own condition when the output should be scheduled.
Hey, ZaranTech now offers SAP corporate training That's right. Train your workforce in SAP with our comprehensive program. We offer customized courses, certified trainers, and hands-on labs for both individuals and businesses. Our standout features? Bespoke training, fully configured servers for practice, in-house materials, and a dedicated LMS. Plus, get session recordings and 24/7 support. From functional to technical modules, we have got it all. Choose ZaranTech for SAP training and watch your team excel. Learn, upskill, succeed with ZaranTech.
So now this is, it all depends. See, this is not our area. This is probably more of a BAP area. See, this is how well they follow the standards. Okay? For example, here, if they can make it as a configuration. So here they can say, they can implement a body to say, look at the delivery status, which status that you can configure. You can maintain parameter and maintain value. So like how we maintain in enhancements, we maintain a T work, we maintain parameters. Same way for this to trigger, if I when you want to say, for example, the customer tells you trigger this output on loading. So loading, when gets loading completed, there's a status in the delivery. So I'll write a logic, look at the parameter and value. So I'll say this, the parameter is delivery status and the value is loading status equals to C. Okay, value is C for that status. So they can do it, they can or they can hard code here itself in the condition, Z condition that you're creating, or you can maintain parameter and value. Why parameter and value helps? Because tomorrow if they come up and say, hey, it should not be on loading start, it should be on loading completed, or it should, it is giving us issue. It should be, on once the picking is completed, or once the packing is completed. So you can change the parameter and the schedule conditions should work. So this is how well your technical team is going to write the body here. So these are the two places. Again, I think one or two, maximum one or maybe no places, you'll do this setup depending on how big or complex your warehouse is and what kind of requirement you get. So we have this similar setup for all, even for warehouse order printing. This is in the schedule condition. You'll have a start condition. Most of the time start condition is blank. But if you want to write your own start condition, you can write when it should be started. Most of the time it is scheduled and we say immediately process. For PI count also we do the same thing. You have a schedule condition, start condition. So here, these are the new things which are introduced in PPF. You can get schedule condition, start condition. You can get the processing types assigned here, and you can do some configuration at action definition level also. So what we are going to do now, we have maintained. So now for a handling unit print, we have maintained the condition record. Okay. We have maintained the action definition. We are going to call the standard action definition. Now we are going to see when we are going to print handling unit, how these, action definition is called and how the form is picked up and how the processing logic, how the method is called. We'll see that in the output. Okay. So any questions so far? You want me to trigger an output first?
I have a couple of questions. This spool configuration is linked with our when we do print.
This is we do the print. No, this is not linked to your PPF.
Okay.
This is not configuration. This is master data.
No. See, when we give the print device, the standard SAP, the spool created 01, right? That spool concept is available in EWM or?
Yeah, it is available. It will create spool like normally how it does.
Yeah. No, we have special configuration like spool code. We have to assign the spool code to storage type and that particular storage section. We have separate configuration in WM for
that is print. You assign a print code, and then for that print code you assign the script, right?
Yeah. Print code assignment is a form that assign with this.
Yeah. So those you can see here. You don't use condition technique there. Here we are using condition technique. So it's different to them.
Instead of spool, the print code and spool code, we are using condition code.
Yeah, that's correct.
And one more point here, when you already told, right, this function module is not using for this. See, we have one scenario like the tracking number is generated in this model. Actually, our FSMS server. See, without function model, how system trigger number from other system? Definitely, the function model involved in this PPF, right?
So that's what I said, method is your function module. Consider it as your function module.
Okay, method will play all the role.
Yeah. What a function module does, this method is going to do that.
Fine. Thank you.
So what I'm trying to do now is trying to find some handling and some stock where I can create a handling unit and I can print the handling. So since we have maintained the conditions record now, it will be applicable for the new handling units to create. So I do recreate a new handling unit. So let me see some stock.
Can we split a handling unit, Rohan, if that is possible?
Yeah, we can split, but we need to basically have some stock where it has some place where it will allow more than one handling unit. For a rack storage, we said one handling unit per bin. So that's why I'm taking stock which is an open area and create a handling unit and then split it also. Packing.
You have one more question actually. The storage type is not linked with PPF. Am I right?
Yeah, storage type has no role to play here.
Role. But in WM configuration, I saw some storage type configuration.
Yeah. Okay. So I've taken a general work center. Now what I'll do, I'll first create a handling unit and a storage bin. I'll enter the bin here. I hope it allows me to create. Perfect. So I've created this handling unit. It has 10 pieces. I can create another handling unit and then pack 5 pieces. No problem. No section search sequence found. T-T100. Why we have changed the section for this product? C001. I hope it is. Let's try now packing it. So if we go to the bin, the casing bin. Okay, I think this stock we have placed before we activated the storage section search, or let me deactivate storage section search for a storage type. I don't want it to check the package again. I kept it, and then for this handling unit, we can see whether the system has created any or not. I'll copy this handling unit /OSP01 first. So you can see this is the handling unit, and this is the standard form. It's not good at all, but yeah, the form has been triggered, output has been triggered. We will now see, how the overall processing happened. You can go to handling units, and if I want to reprint, you can go here, and then you can go to more methods, say print handling unit or reprint handling unit, and you can see this was printed. If it was waiting status, you could execute it, you can reprint it. You can do a print preview from here. I am mostly interested to see this, whenever I'm setting up, whether my right action definition was copied and whether the condition record was determined or not. See here, you can see system for WME. This was the application. This was the application action profile for the packaging material type. And then it went on and checked for each action definition whether there is a condition record or not. So for HU underscore label, it would have found a condition record. Here you can see action determined, at least one action already exists, and it only one action permitted, and it came and returned a condition. So the conditions were recorded and found a condition. So this is found a condition record, but for others, it will say no condition record found, no condition record found. For only this HU underscore label, it found a condition. So whenever you're trying to do research, if it's not working, you can come here and then you can go to action details. Here you can find all other details related to your output. So same thing, processing logic, action, what is the method used, what is the action used. So if you are already working in a project, in a support project, you can find handling unit related details over here, what has been configured for printing. Okay, so now English to copies print, and this is the form which has been printed. This is the method that has been used. So the same way, you can print all outputs, delivery prints, you can print warehouse order print, physical inventory print. Follow the same sequence what we have done here. Find out the condition type, find out the action definition, do the condition record maintenance, and then fire a print from a new document. So this entire setup remains the same. We can now, quickly go through the delivery, delivery related, what are these standard delivery related. So this was a handling unit related output, a print. But
I have a question on this one before you.
Yes.
So Rohan, just to connecting. So when we will receive inbound, so what going to happen when we perform, when we get the inbound created in EWM, automatically generate, it will automatically trigger the PPF because we will have the handling unit number generated and the handling unit print will happen.
Okay.
And I'm asking you, this is the process I'm trying to define. Is that correct?
See, so basically, it all depends on how the board has been configured. So if your vendor is sending you labeled,
I'm just talking about without ASN.
I'm coming to that. Just let me answer. If your vendor is sending you label, you'll not print it. Okay. For example, the second option is we get a delivery in EWM and we are packing using PackSpec. Now, when the delivery is created, that time the handling units are created. That time it will fire a print. All the prints. It's not going to help, right? All your prints when the delivery is created it's not good, right? Because your deliveries have been created in morning, but the product may come in evening. Who's going to collect those prints and keep them ready? So generally we keep it in waiting status. Okay, we don't print them immediately. We'll change, instead of immediately we'll say waiting. And once the handling unit once the inbound delivery comes in the evening, the person goes to the desktop and he's going to print from there all the labels.
So if it is in a waiting, so we got a separate program to print, or it will be same from the monitor transaction?
From the monitor they can go in. So this is one option. The other option is when you do the good receipt, if you use this HU underscore label RF, general and RF. So this, if you use this action definition, when you do the GR through RF, it is going to print a label. This label get only print if you maintain this condition action definition, it will only print when you have done a RF action for your handling unit. If you want to print, so if you want to print at a time, so now it all depends on how business would like to have. They want to collect all the labels in one go. They start the delivery. Okay, I'm going to the monitor. I'll print the labels. I'll come and do the GR and do the put away. That's mostly used. Or else, if he's printing from scanner, he has to do the GR and then it prints a label. He has to go and collect that label. Then you print the second handling unit. Again, go and print the second handling unit. So printing from RF is recommended if they have a mobile printer, like a Wi-Fi printer, wireless printer, which is in the work area. So which they carry along with them while they are doing the GR. If they don't have a wireless printer, print all the labels and then start doing the GR. So these kind of possible scenarios you can have.
So that is only possible to print a label at the time of GR with RF. That can be done through the desktop as well.
Yes, you can do it through desktop.
So what separate I have to do if I have to do at the GR through desktop?
So you don't see now it is immediate processing. You have to say in this to process using selection report. So then this will become yellow. It will not be executed. To select this and click on execute to print. So now it is green processed. It will be yellow if you select.
This is for when I'm processing later. I'm not processing what I'm requesting to check when I do the GR good receipt in EWM on SAP on PIDI. At that time, I want to shoot my print.
For that, no, then you have to do, okay, so you should print of that handling unit or?
Yes, handling unit.
So that's what I'm saying, use this action definition. Just maintain a condition record for this action definition. It will shoot a print.
But this will shoot up only at the RF or it will shoot up at when I do the GR on?
Only on RF.
Only on RF.
Yeah. If you are doing GR on desktop, then you have to go to monitor.
Okay.
Desktop, the only way to print is through the monitor.
But that's not long because in a shipment I get 26 pallet, right? So which need to be printed. Now when I'm getting my shipment and operator need to go back and they have to manually print it, right?
Ideally, what is the best way? I do recommend to have a mobile printer with them on the scanner, do the GR, print label, move to the next pallet, do GR, print label, attach the label. If the company has budget, mobile printer is the best, which all companies use. Nobody is going to go on desktop. No one goes to desktop for posting good receipt. If at all they are going to desktop, then select all the handling units and fire a print for all that.
Yogan, when you talk about the outbound delivery, when pick the product from the storage, packing happened in outbound delivery, right? So when we do auto packing, that label print come automatically, right? In which scenario, which the action definition maintained here?
See, when you create a pick handling unit, you pick it onto a trolley. The moment the handling unit is created, this label will be printed like how it is created now. So when you do a outbound picking, the same thing is happening. You are picking the part and packing into a handle. You're creating handling unit, packing. So the same simulation we have done here.
No, I'm talking about auto packing.
In outbound, where do we do auto packing?
No, auto packing scenario will be there, right? In outbound.
Where? You pick a part, where do you auto pack it?
So we can do it staging area. No, staging area we can do it, right?
Yes, so staging area you will come here to do the auto packing. This is an option where you get an option here to auto pack. And then at that time, whatever handling units are created, you save it, it will fire a print.
That is my question. See, whenever the auto packing happened, automatically the system fire the print, right?
It's not about packing, it's when the handling units are created. Whenever a handling unit is created, it has to be printed, right? So the handling unit can be created auto or manual. We need a label for that handling unit. How will physically user know that this is that handling? We need to fire a print and put it onto the pallet. But automatically, still it will print. Don't worry.
And one more question here. See, we are talking about the scenario for ASN for decentralized. Okay, in that, see how that vendor, so for example, system managed in SAP. Okay, the vendor management system they have SAP. They send the ASN from our system to our ID. See how the link between our system to Vim system, where they have to send the ASN and the same update to our SAP, right? The link.
So where is the link for receiving ASN? You receive via IDOC. There is no PPF in ASN creation.
Okay, then IDOC. Okay, got it.
Let's go back and see some actions at the delivery level. So here, delivery. If you see delivery, there are so many actions. Action profile. So which action profile is relevant to us? Let's follow the same approach. We'll go to the config node. So I'm interested to set up an automatic action that as soon as the G is done, my putaway task should be created. Okay, so now it's a delivery level. So I'll go here to settings. I know my delivery setup is here somewhere. Yeah. And then I'll go to print or action. Do we have something here as general settings? Okay, we have here actions here. So configure actions and scheduling. Again, I want to assign the determination procedure. Okay. Again, you have condition maintenance group. So before, see, this is the procedure, but where is my action profile? You in the which action profile, before we go to the procedures, we need to know what is the profile that is used for my delivery. Okay. So here we maintain the action profile. So there the action profile, the action definition was assigned to the packaging material type. Here the procedure is assigned to the warehouse, document category, and document type. So for warehouse, WH34, I don't think we may have anything here. So here you can see this is the action determination. This is the procedure. Okay, this is our warehouse, WH34. This is inbound. This is document type INB. Now again, I'm still not sure which action definition should be used. Okay, so where we'll go, where is action profile assigned to my delivery? So if you remember, we spoke about delivery integration, where we spoke about the document type of delivery. So for INB DI, this is my action profile. Okay, so you can wait for handling unit, rouse order, print, physical element print. There was always one action profile, but here delivery can be many action profiles. You can have a delivery for returns. You can have a delivery for, even inbound and outbound, there will be a separate action profile. So this is my action profile. So delivery has so many action profiles. Yeah, you can see the standard there are 47. There used to be 10 initial days. Now it has gone to 47 for each type of delivery. For a receipt for production, there's a cloud version getting added. There's a transit warehouse. So many things, SAP is added here. We need to know what is the right action profile.
What sets ZaranTech apart in SAP corporate training? It's our unique blend of expertise and innovation. We offer customized courses tailored to each client's needs, ensuring relevant, targeted learning. Our vast trainer database brings you wisdom from the best in the field. Need resources? Access our extensive training material repository anytime. We are all about measurable results, providing detailed student metrics to track progress. And we don't just teach, we build community. Join our thriving social media network, connecting learners beyond boundaries. With ZaranTech, you are not just training, you are transforming your SAP expertise.
So this is the right action profile in standard for inbound delivery, and these are the following actions. So you can print a unloading instruction. If we spoke about unloading, you can, when you do unloading or loading, in outbound will be loading. Similar output you can print. For outbound, you can you can print a delivery note, you can print a packing list. So similar outputs will be there in outbound for in standard. So for example, if I see this is inbound, I'll say PDO underscore 01. Why it is saying inbound? It should be outbound. So here you will see it has, wave. It is a print delivery order, which is nothing but a printing of delivery note. It's post goods issues there. So if I want to print a packing list, I'll copy this and create a new action definition and say print of packing list or print of bill of lading. You can see printing of loading instructions. Okay. So posting the goods issue automatically. If you want to do that, you use this setup. So you will have all types of actions for your deliveries. You can find them here. So we are mostly interested today in our action to create the task for Putaway immediately. So let us see whether it's set up as immediate. Yes, it is. When saving the document, immediate processing. So when the document is saved, it will be printed. And what is the method going to be used for creating the task? This is the method of function module tu underscore create. So we know this action definition should be called. Now we are going to maintain the condition record. So we found out what is the action profile, what is the action definition, what is the action, what is the method. Okay. Now here, if you see, it is also telling me to enter the action definition. So you can keep it blank for all actions. This procedure will be used, but if you want, you can give the action as well. So we know our action is PDI O1 WT create. Same thing is assigned over here. So I'll just simply save it. So now we know that task has to be automatically created. We know the procedure, but we don't know the condition type. Yeah. So the procedure is ODWTP. This is a standard procedure, and I'm going to enter it here, and I'm going to see what condition type has to be maintained. ODWT has to be maintained. So I'll go to my condition record. This time the application is delivery, and the maintenance group, you can find out the maintenance group from here as well, which maintenance group it is assigned. So I know the maintenance group in standard, it's DLVW. So you can see here DLVW. The condition type will be assigned here. ODWT, this is the condition type we are working here. Okay, so if we go inside, just to make sure I'm doing it correctly, I look into SAP help. If it's not maintained, or 1710 warehouse, and just I'll try to copy the same. So this is again the action definition. When this action definition should be triggered, INB inbound delivery and warehouse WH34. And you can see something here, goods movement status. So what it says, when the goods movement status changes from not started to completed. Okay, when the GR status, goods movement status for a inbound delivery is the goods movement status is the good receipt status. Goods movement status for an outbound delivery is the goods issue status. So here, when the good receipt status changes from not started to completed, that time the delivery is in the change mode, or delivery is in the creation mode, or delivery is in the deleted mode. You can say delivery is in the change mode at that time. So what it essentially says, when the goods movement is changing. When the goods movement is changing from not started to completed, that means the GR is changing from not started to completed, trigger this action definition, okay? And then that action definition, the function module or the method TO underscore create will be called, and that method is going to create the task for us, okay? So now for handling units, I told you for handling units, warehouse order, physical inventory print, you have to go to warehouse monitor. But when it comes to PPF for deliveries, we have a PPF tab in the delivery itself, okay? And we are going to see for a delivery how that determination took place and how the, okay, I'm not sure many delays, how the determination took place and how the action was performed. So let's take example of a previous delivery. Okay, let's see what our previous delivery was, whether this PPF was initiated or not. So for example, our previous delivery was for production. I don't want to take production. We are talking about the one where we did a POSC setup. So here, if you see PPF tab, there is no PPF for task creation. Now what I expect when I do the GR, a PPF action will be initiated, which will go and create tasks for me. Okay, so let's quickly create a outbound delivery and test it. I have a purchase order which I can reuse. This is T-T300 PPF action. Okay, it has not been good receipted yet. Does it have a handling unit? Yes, it has two handling units. And does it have the, all the strategies in place? Because when system is trying to automatically create a task, I don't want it to, the task should fail. So let me see. Okay, yeah, it is creating task and then going to, oh God, this strategy is all over the place. So I think this is not good. This product is not good. I create a new delivery here. Purchase SNME21N. Let me do one thing, let me make sure the product is correctly maintained so that the task creation should not fail. So let me take this T-300. Let me check the Putaway control indicators and all those things. So let me say I'm not going to use the TU thing. It's going to 8002. 2 does not have a fixed bin storage, so I think it should go fine. We did this test in replenishment. Okay, let's try. Let's come back. Okay, for now, SPL30. So location 1000, confirmation control keys maintained, and save it. 1024 is the purchase order. Let's create an inbound delivery to stop placement. Warehouse is coming up fine. Let's save it. This is my delivery 2098. Go to EWM PRDI. We don't have pack spec for this. Let me pack it manually. This product, let me pack it into zero pallet. Save it. Okay. Now, before I create a task, let me do a simulation whether the task will be created or not. Yeah, it is going to 8002. So yeah, our PPF will get processed here. So now when I do the GR, the goods movement status is changing from not started to completed. I expect a PPF for task creation should be generated here, and it should create a task. Okay, now the PPF got created, yeah, and it's in green. We'll just give it a couple of seconds so that it get processed. And the same thing, whenever you are observing the standard, or if you're in support, you are looking at the existing setup, you want to see the processing, you can see the log here, generated, take a while. So here you can see this is the application. This was the action profile, action definition, and when it got triggered, it was a method call, and this is the description of that method. Okay. Now what we would like to do is generally what this we saw. There's another place you can see the method here. Yeah, create PO for delivery. You can display the method from here. If there is any parameter maintained, then basically there is a log which gets saved. So I want to show you what happens with the log. It's a print output. You can do a print preview from here. It's not a print output. So let us see whether it created a task first. So it did create a task on GR automatically. The task is going to 8002. But what we are interested here to see the log generally takes some time. So what the log will show you how this method works. This method basically it creates a queue, internal EWM queue, and it creates a task using the queue. Let me show you for the production receipt. I think there was a PPF there also. So to post the GR, so I did production receipt. I had activated that PPF to post the GR. Let us see if there is a log here. Yeah, see, you can see the log. So whenever, for a delivery relevant PPFs for the actions, for the action, system generates a queue. So there is a very good reason why it generates a queue. So for posting good receipt, yeah, it is understood, that it is going to generate a queue so that it is going to update ECC. Why? With internal to EWM, why it is creating a queue? Why it is creating a queue for task creation? It will create a queue because the delivery can be locked. So the benefit of queue is if its delivery is locked, it will be in retry status, and after every 5 minutes it will retry. So when you do a GR, it can happen the person is using the scanner and he's basically, or he has picked up the next handling, he's locking the delivery, or he's locking the handling unit, or at the same time, there are two PPFs which are triggered, one for printing the handling unit, one for creating the task. There can be locks. So system generates a queue and it waits for lock to be cleared. This queue can also be used for your troubleshooting. If at all, your Putaway task is not created, just Control C. You can read the log here, why it did not create. But if you want to see the detailed log, you can go to the same queue to see the log why the task did not get created. This is very good, very, very useful setup for delivery processing. For example, here, if I see, you can see the logs like this from here. It got deleted, doesn't store log in the system. In your system, you will see detailed log why the Putaway failed, the bin was not determined, or the section indicator was not maintained. All those logs you can find in here. So everything is there and already set up. I think only if there is some bespoke process or custom process you may touch these things. For example, that we had discussed, that there could be a scenario where you have to send a delivery note. So sending delivery note, send a delivery note. But if you want to send a delivery note, so you want to initiate an EDI from EWM. So what you will do is, or what your technical team, you don't have to ask them. Okay, you can show them these things, and then they will do their magic and assign the profile here, the method here. So for example, if I want to send a delivery output to a customer, so I go here. So let's say this is my customer Outbound. I'll go here. I will say copy this. Okay, I'll copy this. Create a new action.
This is for inbound.
The description is inbound, but it is outbound.
Okay.
So if I copy this and then here I'll say, send audio to third party or something. Yeah. Then I will copy this, and here the processing log will ask my team to change the method. I will kind of delete this method. Yeah. Copy and create a delete. They'll create a Z method here. I'll assign the Z method over here. I need to delete a different source. Delete it as a new entry. See, this is it's change a method call or external communication workflow. You can trigger all these kind of messages. You can say method call, processing. Since I've already deleted, it's not allowing me.
Sorry, just very quickly, I have to drop. I'll connect later. But to be honest, I completely got lost in this entire topic. Too many things here and there. It's just me. I'm not saying anything, but it's too confusing for me. I did not able to make a good connection why we are doing what we are doing. In a nutshell, I don't want technical setup, but why? Is it possible we can have this in the flow chart? Can we do that? Would that be easier? Because I just want to know why we are doing that action. I will find technical way to do from the video, but
yeah. So the reason is simple. We are doing this. I'm talking technical. If at all there, you won't do these things unless there is a need for enhancement. So we are.
They will be right. So label is not something which can go straight away.
Ideally, you would create a form and assign it to the condition record. That's it. You just need to know the condition record. Functionally, that's the only thing you can do. I'm trying to go in a bit detail, explain you where the technical team does an enhancement, where they create a method, where they assign it. So this is just to give you more insight, some technical insight on PPF.
No, which is really appreciated, which I really appreciate. I'm still not able to digest.
Yeah, I would
Simple as
request
that.
you go through the recordings of the meeting,
Yes.
yeah, and then we can again get touch base on this.
Sure. Sorry, I got to drop or something. Thank you, guys. Sorry. Cheers. Bye.
Okay.
Coming back to this, so if you're sending message to third party, I was not able to have a method call attached here because it's already in deletion mode, but then they can attach a method and then they can give their custom method over here like this. So a Z action can be created and technical team will assign the relevant method here. So these are, the possible enhancements or possible development activities that you can do using PPFs.
You can maybe discuss this box is packing in one packing area and one work center and final packing in other work center. How the system determine the label, this box label, this packing area, and the pallet label in this packing area. How this?
See, that's a good point. See, we do have this requirement. So, for example, I'll just reframe your question. I'll just tell you based on your question what are the challenges. See, when you print a label, there are two requirements. One, see if you're printing it in your local work center. Okay, you want very small print a label. You don't need your company's logo on that and other things, right? You don't need a customer number. But if you're printing
Yes.
for a packing work center, shipping work center, you want a different label that has the company logo, all the details. So what is the difference between packing, locally and packing for your customer? What is the difference? The difference is the work center.
Okay.
So I will say for all other purpose, use this out form, which is my standard internal form. But if I'm printing for my customer, use a ZSCWMHU form, which is a specially made form for customers.
Okay, but all decided based on the condition type, subsequent condition.
Same output, but a different form for different work center. The same thing, we may have an export work center, export related form will be.
Export that based on the delivery type. Here actually delivery type.
No, you use work centers. See, work centers, because you're packing at a different place.
No, my thing is if it is a export with a different sold to party and shipped to party different country, there may be in a different config, and based on that the delivery type configure, right? The delivery type also we can configure, right, through PPF.
Yeah, you see, that's what I wanted you to understand here. The application is different for handling unit, and application is different for delivery. So handling unit we print based on packaging material, yeah. And
but delivery note, can we say
delivery note you can print based on delivery because that's a delivery level. This is not a delivery level. So handling unit printout was totally different. It was a packaging material type level. You printed it to a warehouse monitor.
Please go to this one few minutes. Actually, the main configuration setup you did, right? Actually, I missed there. What is that actually? This is okay. This is condition record through action definition. See, in configuration setup you did, right? PPF. What is that? I missed that part actually. Sorry.
No worries. Okay. So this one?
Not this one. You main node. This is T code, right? You configure the delivery item category that INB.
It is in cross process settings.
Cross process.
Delivery request, actions.
Delivery request, where is action? Please click on that document type. This is there are two categories, delivery document category, right? And what is that? Determination procedure, okay, for delivery. Okay. Oh, this is actually very, very important config. Actually, the action definition assigned with all this delivery category. This is very important.
Yeah, if you follow this, sequence that we followed, you will not miss anything. Start with the procedure.
Start with the procedure and action definition and
then condition record. Only thing you need to refer is what is the standard SAP condition record. There are so many options. So I generally refer to any standard warehouse or some standard. You can start from there.
Got it.
So the one.
But proceed.
So one, just to conclude that, so what the PPF action, what we can use, just to start with the basic, we can automate the handling unit printing. We can automate the warehouse task creation with the PPF. This is on the inbound side. This is the basic one which we can start with, right? Yes, the different flavor will come later. We can have a lot more. And on the outbound side, again, the warehouse task automation we can do using PPF, and we can automate the printing like the pick list or the delivery node, right?
Yeah. See, outbound, one more thing, you are already using PPF is wave assignment. Now, standard is default activated. Now you can go and backtrack and see what is the action definition, what is the procedure assigned. So Wave was also using PPF.
Yeah. Okay. And anything else you think to start with we should focus on?
Start with focus on just these two things. That's it.
Yeah.
Just try to, when you're learning, see there are too many things, and what happens
that's why I'm
you'll get confused. You understand one output, one action, the same thing will be repeated for others. So just a different type of output, different type of action. If you understand this, you can, depending on the need, you can do any other kind of a setup. So you have many things to cover. You will have so many topics you have discussed, so many new terms you've discussed. So don't spend too much time here, this and this, and you can see most of the things is we have to adapt to the standard, and wherever enhancement is there, you just need to sit with technical team and go through these notes so that they are aware. They definitely will come to you. Where to assign the method and all those things. So these two, if you cover, that is enough. That is enough to start.
Yeah, and one thing I was trying to do that, and I asked the question on that as well in the past about document type. We said that for the inbound we got INB and outbound we got OUTB, and we had a discussion that when we have the intra or intercompany inbound, as well as we have the vendor inbound from the supplier, from the external supplier, and we want to segregate. You told us that we can configure the different document type, right? Now, when I was looking, there was so much detail on it. It will be just copy and paste with the new key. You went into that document type to show us the action profile. Yeah. So just a quick tip on it. So if we have to create a new document type for inbound,
don't change anything, till it is required. So for example, your document type of just consider, document type of delivery, sales delivery, or purchase order delivery. We don't change it unless we need it for a specific reason. See here, what SAP has done, see there are different things in sales document type or purchase order document type. Here, everything they have given at one place. So, for example, here, if you want to change, why was it INB PDF? So, if you want to change, the action profile is there. If you want to change, there are different statuses of a delivery.
Yeah.
Okay. So, if you want to have a custom status for a delivery, some enhancement, the business would like to track, XYZ status, which it's a user status. Then come and do it here. They want to have a different text there's a different types of text. They want to have a new text type. So in this profile, those enhancements can be done. So same way, any field has to which is incomplete. Any new type of date type has to be tracked. A new type of partner has to be tracked. So we'll not touch this until there is some enhancement.
The last one, in case if I have to control my printing now, see, in my inbound delivery, I will have an inbound delivery in EWM for my ASN vendor supplier, and as well as for my non-ASN supplier, right? So in case ASN supplier, I don't need to print the labels handling unit because it is coming. And for the vendor who are on non-ASN, I will. Now, I have seen that in the condition record, we have the document type is one of the important parameter to control the printing, right, for the handling unit. So there we may have some. If we don't have the document and delivery type controlling it, then there can be another parameter which can control it.
See, through enhancement you can bring delivery type, but I'll tell you how I manage that.
How can manage it? Yeah.
So what I would do, I would create a different packaging material for my ASN. If it is Euro palette only, I'll say Euro palette E. And for Euro palette E, so here you can see packaging material. Euro palette E external, I'll give a action definition where the is yellow. That means I can reprint. If I'll create a packaging material Euro palette I internal, where I'll do action definition where it is immediately printed.
Okay, yes. So this is another way of doing it. Yes. Yeah.
So I can give different packaging material. I can use different HU types.